Once upon a time, in a small picturesque village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling river, there lived a humble baker named Oliver. His bakery, known as Oliver's Delights, was a cozy little place adorned with the sweet scent of freshly baked bread and pastries. It was the heart of the village, where locals and visitors alike gathered to savor the mouth-watering treats crafted by Oliver's skilled hands. Oliver was not an ordinary baker. He was a man driven by a passion for his craft. He took immense pride in creating delicious and beautiful pastries, each one a work of art. He believed that every bite should be an experience, and every customer should leave his bakery with a smile on their face. One brisk morning, as the sun's first rays illuminated the village, Oliver was already hard at work in his bakery. The aroma of fresh dough and cinnamon wafted through the air as he kneaded and shaped his creations with dedication and love. His loyal assistant, Emma, bustled about the kitchen, helping him prepare for the day ahead. As the hours passed, customers began to trickle into the bakery. Children with wide eyes gazed longingly at the colorful display of cupcakes and cookies, while adults discussed the delightful choices laid out before them. Oliver greeted each customer with a warm smile and a genuine interest in their preferences. One regular customer, Mrs. Thompson, entered the bakery with a tired expression on her face. She was a mother of 3 young children, and life was often a whirlwind of chaos for her. She came to Oliver's Delights not just for the pastries but for a moment of respite from her demanding life. Oliver noticed Mrs. Thompson's fatigue and approached her with a kind smile. "Good morning, Mrs. Thompson. How are you today?" Mrs. Thompson sighed and replied, "Oh, Oliver, it's been a hectic morning with the kids. I could use a little pick-me-up." Understanding the demands of motherhood, Oliver immediately set to work. He presented Mrs. Thompson with a warm, freshly baked cinnamon roll, still glistening with glaze. "Here you go, my dear. This one's on the house. I hope it brightens your day." Mrs. Thompson's eyes filled with gratitude as she accepted the treat. The first bite melted in her mouth, and she couldn't help but smile. "Thank you, Oliver. You always know how to make things better." Oliver winked at her and returned to his baking. He believed that happiness was an essential ingredient in his recipes, and he was determined to share it with everyone who walked through his door. As the day continued, Oliver's bakery filled with laughter, conversation, and the delightful clinking of teacups. Word of mouth had spread far and wide, and people from neighboring villages began to visit Oliver's Delights to experience his exceptional creations. Oliver was grateful for the growing number of customers, but he never lost sight of his commitment to each and every one of them. One sunny afternoon, a young artist named Lily entered the bakery. She was known in the village for her talent in creating beautiful sculptures and paintings, and she had heard of Oliver's reputation for turning ordinary ingredients into culinary masterpieces. With her sketchbook in hand, Lily approached the counter and said, "I've heard so much about your pastries, Oliver. I'm hoping to find some inspiration today." Oliver was intrigued by her request. "Of course, Lily. Let me prepare something special for you." He disappeared into the kitchen, determined to create a pastry that would ignite Lily's artistic imagination. After a short while, Oliver returned with a plate adorned with a delicate rose-shaped pastry. The golden layers of flaky dough were masterfully arranged to mimic the petals of a blooming rose, while a dusting of powdered sugar added a touch of elegance. Lily's eyes lit up with delight as she studied the pastry. "It's breathtaking, Oliver. You've captured the essence of a rose in pastry form." Oliver smiled humbly. "I'm glad you like it, Lily." As Lily savored the pastry, her sketchbook came to life with intricate drawings of the rose-shaped creation. The beauty of Oliver's pastry had ignited her creativity, and she couldn't help but sketch the delicate layers and the sugary perfection before her. Before leaving, Lily thanked Oliver and handed him a small sketch of the rose pastry. "This is my way of saying thank you, Oliver. You've given me the inspiration I needed." Oliver accepted the sketch with gratitude, and it found a special place on the wall of his bakery, alongside notes and drawings from other satisfied customers. Days turned into weeks, and Oliver continued to pour his heart and soul into his bakery. His dedication and generosity earned him not only loyal customers but also lifelong friendships. He knew their names, their stories, and their favorite treats by heart. For him, baking was not just a business. It was a way to connect with the community and spread joy. One chilly winter's evening, as the village was blanketed in a layer of snow, a familiar face appeared at Oliver's door. It was Mr. Harris, an elderly man who had been a loyal customer for as long as anyone could remember. Mr. Harris had been coming to Oliver's Delights for his daily morning coffee and a slice of freshly baked apple pie. However, he had been absent for a while, and his absence had not gone unnoticed. Oliver rushed to greet him. "Mr. Harris, it's so good to see you. You've been missed." With a hint of sadness in his eyes, Mr. Harris replied, "I've been unwell lately, Oliver, and I couldn't make it here. I missed your pastries terribly." Oliver insisted that Mr. Harris sit down by the warm, crackling fireplace. He brewed a fresh pot of coffee and served a generous slice of warm apple pie, just the way Mr. Harris liked it. As Mr. Harris savored the familiar taste, his face lit up with a smile. Touched by Oliver's kindness and concern, Mr. Harris said, "Oliver, you're not just a baker. You're a true friend. Your pastries have been a source of comfort and joy for me for so many years." Oliver replied, "And you, Mr. Harris, have been a source of inspiration and warmth to all of us. You're like family to me." From that day forward, Mr. Harris became a regular presence at the bakery once more, and his friendship with Oliver deepened. They shared stories, laughter, and, of course, delicious pastries. It was a testament to the power of food and community, and how they could heal even the deepest of wounds. As the years passed, the reputation of Oliver's Delights continued to grow. Visitors from far and wide journeyed to the village to experience the magic of Oliver's creations. Yet, no matter how busy he became, Oliver never lost sight of his mission: to make his customers happy, one pastry at a time. And so, in the heart of that picturesque village, Oliver's Bakery remained a place of warmth, laughter, and exquisite delights. Oliver, the dedicated baker, had turned his passion into a legacy, one that would be remembered for generations to come. His life's work was a testament to the idea that the simplest acts of kindness,